So basically, these are the things we are going to cover. What is about us, our panelists, highlights, procurement cycle, challenges, introductions, features, integration, and EM Procure tool. EM Procure is the name of the tool which we are using at the moment. So when we say about us, we were founded around 2009. We are at the moment 14 years old. We are at the moment having 250 plus people working with us. We are having 300% growth, and we are a mix of products and services where we have products like EM Procure. We have a complete ERP for trading and manufacturing. We have an inventory management system, warehouse management system. We have HRMS, and we are also working on a unique model where we are working as a technology partner to few other clients like KPMG, where we are developing the product and they are selling it in the market. So we are doing it with multiple companies at the moment. These are the panelists. Basically, I am Simerjeet. I've got Anupreet, who is one of the directors. I've got Shibu, who is the CTO. I've got Sachin, I've got Pinky, and I've got Gurjeet, who are sitting with me, and they'll be taking you through the things and all. So basically, the highlights of the company I'm going to present first before taking you through the tool of procurement. So I am one of the directors in the company. I was there in Yatra.com as a VP engineering and as one of the CTO in Aviva Life Insurance. As already mentioned, that we are working with all the big four like EY, KPMG, PwC, and Deloitte. Few of them we are developing products and they are selling in the market. Few of them we are working on different unique models with all of these giants. Plus, we are also working with companies like Capgemini, Accenture, and other giants. And for these companies like Shopclues, what we have done is a unique model called BOT. BOT is Build, Operate, Transfer. We developed them from scratch. We operated it for 3 to 3.5 years, and then we handed it over to them. Similarly, we have done multiple modules development for health card, and we also implemented our procurement system in health card as well. We also have a product for loyalty management system, which is a B2B2C product, where we are working with a company in Singapore by name of gift.com. So we have implemented in around 51 locations. So when we say 51 banks, it includes OCBC, Donovan Bank, Central Bank of Qatar, QIB, Al Hilal Bank, Oman Arab Bank. So it was also a unique model where we were representing gift.com as a backend company, and I used to work with them as their CTO of the company. We have automated the complete service center for Sony India, basically. So till now, what was happening was everything was happening through Excel. They used to check the knowledge of the agents for the products they are having. But now we have automated them using our learning management system. There is a first online school, 100% online school by the name of Cyborg Online, which is an AI/ML based school, which has been launched in India, and a unique model. It's a unique model because it's 100% online with no offline component added to this. So we have things, we have implemented complete AI, ML. When I say ML, basically we used to capture the engagement of the students, how much percent of the students they are engaged, 50%, 70%. So that complete development has been done by us. Plus we are, as we are talking about our procurement management system, so before launching the product in the market, what we decided was that we will test it in minimum 10 clients before we officially launch it to everyone. So we have already done more than 10 implementations. When I say more than 10, it's Ease My Trip, PVR, Zevenier, TCI, Health Card, Ramoji Group, CPP Group. So we have already implemented at more than 10 locations at the moment. So now let's start talking about the procurement. So basically procurement starts from raising of intent. Then we have a proper budgeting. When you raise an intent, it will check with the budget whether that is in the budget or not. And then there is a proper RFP process. The procurement team will raise an RFP. It will go to the vendor team. We have a proper vendor, then will provide the quotation. And then there is a live negotiation. And then you will award the contract to a company based on who's the L1. So L1 includes technical and commercial comparison. So we have got both the things in the system where we have technical comparison and commercial comparison. And once we award the contract, then we have a proper process like GRN. Based on GRN, then the inventory will be updated. And then most of the procurement tools, they stop here. But what we do is we have a proper asset management system also, which will track the complete asset history, which includes hardware and software assets. So what are the normal challenges you people face? Basically, most of the companies are still using Excel. They don't have a single system. They have a problem tracking invoices and purchase orders. Sometimes purchase orders value is different, invoice value is different. The complete system is inefficient. There's a lack of automation, lack of standardization of the process, because there are a lot of companies who have already raised their bar when we say about procurement and all. So there is no single system where we can get the complete functionality, which is best industry standard. So we have done the complete automation for that. So plus there are a lot of other things like regulatory compliances, audits. Lot of things come in your daily life, and you have to do Excel, Word. So a lot of things to make sure that there is no transparency also, because when we award a contract, you don't know whether the person was really L1 or something. So these were the normal challenges in day-to-day life we are facing. So EM Procure is the name of our product. So it will solve all your problems. Like it will have proper spend analytics. It will have how to handle the complete system. It will have integrations. If you are using Navision, if you are using SAP, Ariba, if you are using any homegrown ERP, so it will have integrations to them. It is completely AI enabled. It has complete forecasting and everything. It is 100% cloud based. It is available on SaaS. It is available on premises, and it is a centralized repository where we start from raising an intent till the complete asset expiry. So once it is an end-to-end system for that. So these are the features of EM Procure, where it has got vendor management system. So complete contracting and vendor management is a part of our system. Some of the companies use SAP, Navision for vendor management, so we can do the integration with that also. It is completely end-to-end procure to pay. It has got vendor portal. It has the complete online negotiation, like you are sitting face to face with the vendor and you are doing the negotiation part. The complete contract management. It has got e-auction. E-auction will have forward auction, reverse auction. So it has got all the auctions in that. Vendor rating, AI-based vendor rating. So system will automatically get. So we have parameters like on-time delivery, the vendor turnover. So we can define the parameters, and the system will give automatic AI-based rating. Then there is a technical and commercial comparison. So most of the companies, they prefer that a vendor should be rated on technical and commercial both. So it will give weightage to technical and commercial. If you are L1 in technical, maybe you are not L1 in commercial, then also you might get a contract also. It has got complete tender management system. It has got the complete dynamic workflow where you can have one level approval, 2 level approval, 3 level approval, any and or both. It has got currency converter because you have got multiple offices in the world. Maybe you have got one office in India, US, UK. So it has got a complete currency converter. It is a unified all-in-one. So it's a complete rule-based system. It is a unified platform. So you don't need to log in through different systems to manage this procurement. It has linkage to your budgeting. The budgeting can happen over here also. It can happen in your SAP or Navision, and we can link to that. It has got a complete supplier lifecycle management. It's a seamless integration. When we integrate to SAP, Navision, it is a two-way integration. So you will not feel that whether we are fetching the data in a third system, it will have seamless integration. It has got spend analytics, like which category, which product, where you are spending most. So it has got complete spend analytics. It's a cloud-based. It is a single tenant and multiple tenant. It has the best part of the system where we have big amount of advantages. Most of the systems are inbuilt. So when they implement, they say no to customization. So most of the companies face these issues that they have to implement the system they are getting in the market. So what we are doing is we are giving you what you want with the best practices already implemented in the system. So you might say, no, I don't need this now. I can do this later. So everything can be customized in the system. We have a proper contract management system, and I said it has a proper inventory management system, asset management from asset hire till asset expire. It has got in this system. It can be integrated with SAP. It can be integrated with Tele. So these are something which we have already done. So we need to if you have ERP with you, we can integrate it seamlessly. It can be Navision, it can be homegrown ERP. It is integrated with Active Directory. It is active. If you have a document, if you want documents to be stored in your DMS, it can be integrated with SharePoint. If you want the employee data to be picked up from HRMS, it can be integrated with HRMS. So every integration is already done. And if you have something else apart from this, there's nothing which can be done in our system. So now, after giving you the introduction, we'll take you through a tour of EM Procure. You people can ask queries in the chat and all, and we'll be happy to address those queries. And if you feel you want to take this discussion ahead, you can put it on chat and we'll be taking it ahead. Then over to Sachin.
So I'm logging into system. First of all, I'm giving my introduction. My name is Sachin. I'm taking care of the product head in Elite Mindz. So EM Procure, I'm logging into EM Procure. When I'm logging into EM Procure, it's a dedicatedly software for procurement management system, where as Mr. Simerjeet told you can handle your all hassles. You can handle your all procurement without any
Getting done through SAP or Navision. We can do that also. We can integrate. So any
request is live and how many purchase requests got approved, how many RFPs live, how many negotiations are live, purchase request, and some like some reporting parts, some graphs is there, like how many spent we the current money spent, what is the vendor wise spend, what is the spend analytics by category wise, and what is the can spend trend with respect to financial year. So you can track everything on this dashboard, and you can manage the contracts with the with this system. You can see how many contracts are live and how many contracts got expired within 15 to 30 days. We start vendor onboarding within the system. That this is the vendor list. You can see how many vendors you have in your organization on you
in your system. With a simple click into the masters, you can bulk upload the vendors into it, so you don't have to go into Hazel to do a one by one vendor. So Sachin will show you how you will add a vendor, and it's a very simplified process. You just put a company name, the address of email address, and the phone number. As soon as the details has been entered, the vendor will receive a link for it, and they just entering an OTP, they will be into their vendor portal straight away.
Sure. So when you click on this button, add, so you got a pop-up with respect to company name, email ID, and mobile number. When you update all email IDs and company name and mobile number and register that particular vendor, so if that particular vendor's got a link with their login credentials, when a vendor got a login credentials, so they can upload their basic details, like they get a vendor registration form. Let me open a vendor registration form here. Okay, it's a vendor registration form where a vendor can update their PAN number. This particular portal is integrated with PAN and GST. So once I update my PAN number here, so my name of the PAN number is automatically reflected here. The supplier's other name, identification of owner, my website, establishment date, PAN number, group code. It's a general details about my vendor.
And it's linked to GST API and PAN number API, so it will get the real-time data from there.
Yes, and as a vendor, I can define my spokesperson. Let's say I have 5 departments in my organization, so I can map spokesperson in on every department. Let's say, and second one is the business details. So I can select I'm an MSME or not. If I am an MSME, so I can select yes, and I can update my certificate number. After that, the certificate validity, the valid date, the major activities, who I am, like I'm a manufacturer or I'm a service provider. Enterprises type, I'm a medium, small, and a micro level enterprises, and I can select which data I'm selecting right now. Like, so I have a query regarding the tech stack of this system. This particular software is built on .NET technology and database is MySQL.
Yeah, .NET MVC with MySQL, and it's a complete RESTful API architecture. We have a mobile app also on top of it, so it's a complete RESTful API with architecture.
Yes. So moving forward, so vendor can select the products. That particular products come from the system masters. I can select the product and asset class and items from my masters. And for contract pricing, but as a vendor, I can manage my all contracts, my rate contracts, my let's say if I'm vendor, so I can manage my all contract with respect of organizations. I can update my bank details. I can update my delivery locations. I can upload my all documents. Let's say, and as a company, if I'm as a company, so I can mandatory and non-mandatory all documents with respect of vendor and with respect of item class and item category.
And this is a dynamic document master. You can create a document master where what all is mandatory and what all is non-mandatory.
Yeah. And from the admin part, we can set a question answers from the vendor, and we can take a sample, and we have a sample approval mechanism system as well in this system, and term and condition master. After that, we have a dedicated workflow for vendor approval matrix. We have all flow, and we can set for 3 level of approval, 5 level
Can you go to
approval.
workflow section?
So it has a dynamic workflow. You can set the workflows based on the designations, based on the departments. Based on that, it will then bifurcate it into level 1, level 2, who needs to approve first, then goes to second level, then it goes to third level. Sachin will just going to showcase the detailed workflow and how it managed. And it's so easy to manage that you can add, like you select any of the indent approval metrics. You can select PO approvals. You have your vendor approvals. You can do your item quality check approvals. Then at the last, you have your RFP price approval. On top of that, you can customize the workflows. You can create n number of workflows and set up division level.
And there you also can have and or option also. Like you can have, if you have 3 people at level 1, you want only anyone to approve, it is also possible. You want any 2 to approve, that is also possible. You want all 3 to approve before moving to less level, that is also possible. You have a financial amount also validation, that if you want that workflow should be based on financial amount, that is also possible. And this form is 100% customizable and dynamic.
Yes, so it's a dedicated workflow we can implement.
He'll just take you through the workflow, how it looks like. So this is the workflow. Like we have got level 1, level 2, level 3. So there are 3 levels of approval for indent approval. If we can have multiple levels also, you can have number 1 at 1, you can have 2 people, 3 people, that is also possible.
Yeah. It's a totally dynamic, and we can implement this workflow on any module. So moving forward for the purchase request part, so we can raise purchase request from the any department, and we can raise purchase request from any project. We can identify the project and department within the system, and budgeting we can do in this system. Let's say if I am a end user and I require something, like if I need some laptop from my department, so I can raise a purchase request within the system. I am going to create a new purchase request from here. Let's say I'm creating a purchase request where I'm going to select my asset class. After that, I can select my asset category, item description, and add product. When I click on this button, add product, from the item master, my all items with respect to item category and asset class. So all item master is populated here, and I can select how many laptops and what kind of laptop and what kind of item I want to procure.
And
so
the best part is that you can integrate with like Amazon.com, Flipkart.com. So if you're doing some procurement through those portals also, so those items, those categories, those products will be coming from those portals as well.
Yes. So I'm just creating a purchase request, and I can define the priority here. Let's say that particular laptop's priority is high, so I can define as a high priority and medium priority and low priority. And after that, I can select the delivery location, and that particular purchase request is created successfully from my and that particular purchase request go with a dedicated workflow, which is defined on the back end in workflow section. And I can see what is the status of the workflow. Let's say I'm the creator, Anik, I'm logging from the Anik accounts and I'm the creator. And the second level approval is Mr. Pramod Kumar Jain, third level approval is Mr. Ashish Kumar, and another fourth level approval is Mr. Anik Kumar.
And it's showing pending, so it means that approval has to happen.
Yes, let me show you some other pending indents, which is approved by me as Anik. Okay. This particular indent, indent number 241 is created by someone from my team. This particular indent is created by Mr. Ramesh, and this particular indent is
Second level
of approval is mine. So I'm going to approve this indent. And I can increase and decrease the quantity. I can approve the less quantity. I can let's say I received a purchase request for 10 quantity, so I can manage my quantity from my panel. So I am approving only 5 quantity for particular this product. So I am going to approve this intent.
When you click a button, it would got approved.
Yes. So this particular intent is got approved, and I can see. Let's say I am going to show you some approved intent. Okay. So it's a approved intent, and we can see what is the low. Let's say I created a purchase request for 13 quantity for this laptop and 20 quantity for this laptop. But in the level 1, at the level 1, that particular quantity is rejected. The 10 quantities got approved and 16 quantity got approved, and rejected quantities 4 and 3. So we can see what is the load of approval quantity and rejected quantity. After that, when I got final level of approval of purchase request, that particular intent go to the RFP section. Once I click on this list button, so I can see my all RFP which is live or closed. So if I'm going to raise a new RFP, so I can club all indents within the one RFP, or I can raise a single indent for single RFP for a single indent. Let me create a new RFP. RFP from indent. So let me, I'm just selecting the indent number 246 for the RFP purpose. I'm going to create this RFP, the basic details of this product. And the best part of the system is I can select the segregated supplier with respect of this particular asset class and category and item, and with respect to location. So I can select my all vendor, or I can invite my selected vendor for this particular RFP. And I can, let's say I'm inviting Reliance and GSOC for this RFP. I can select the start time and end time. I can select the end date and end time. What is the billing location? And if I have any document in RFP, so I can upload my any document in RFP section, and I create this particular RFP from my admin panel. So that particular RFP go into the live section in live RFP session. So I can see how many RFPs are live at the time, and how many supplier are invited, and how many supplier are responded. Let's suppose I have 4 RFP live at a time, and that particular RFP I invited 2 vendors, but 1 vendor responded. I have invited 2 vendors on this RFP, and both vendors are responded, and the best quote is 1200 rupees. So I can see the best quote here also, and this particular RFP I raised recently. So I'm going to the vendor panel now for give you the best visualization for quotation management. Allow me a minute. Going to for login purpose.
We'll show you one of the instance where we already have a vendor. This is the way you will be able to log in just using your OTP. Once this OTP
So
is
two-factor authentication, it will come to your mobile and then only you'll be able to log in to ensure that no other person can log into your system.
Yes, so this is the vendor panel, and as a vendor, I can say how many RFPs live, how many RFPs closed, and how many negotiation is live, and how many negotiations are closed as of now. So as a vendor, I can see how many RFPs live. I can click on this button, live RFP. So I can jump into the live RFP section. So that particular RFP, I can see what is the start date, what is the end date of this RFP, but I have not submitted my quote yet, so that's why showing is 0. But I submitted my quotation for this RFP and this RFP, so I can see my quotation and I can revise my quote at the time of RFP. So I'm opening this RFP. So I can see the time duration of this RFP. I can download the respective document which is uploaded at the time of RFP creation. So I can see, as a vendor, I can see the product listing, what product I have, I can see the attributes, I can see the specifications of the product. So as a vendor, I'm selecting the installation is included or not, insurance is including or not, and packaging is included or not in this price, and warranty is included or how many warranty. Let's say I'm assuming is a 12 month of warranty. Here, what is the quantity, and I can select what is the currency. I'm as if I'm a vendor of outside of India, so I can select my base currency. And I, as an admin, I selected my base currency at the time of RFP's INR. So my comparison sheet is built on my as per my base currency. I will show you. Let's say I'm selecting the INR. I'm selecting the price unit. GST.
BST come from master also, and you can define it.
Yes.
Both options are there.
If I have some delivery charge, I can put remark. If I have any document for technical analysis, so I can upload my all documents here. And payment terms, let's say update my payment terms here. Wait time.
as soon as I click on this, my quote has been submitted successfully, and it will now alert an email to the company who has raised the RFP that the quotation has been filled by the vendor. And
Yes. So as Gurjeet saying, as a company, I invited 2 suppliers, but one supplier give me the quotation, and the best quotation is show me at the right side of this.
Previously it was 0, now it is 1 because he has just filled that form. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm showing you some close RFP. How it is looking.
It has got different colors here. You can see red, green, so everything is handled to different colors there.
Yes. So in this RFP, I'm going to show you some close RFP. Let's say it's RFP number 9/2021, and I invited 4 suppliers, and the quotation. When I open this particular RFP, so I can see who is the L1, who is the L2, and who is the L3 with respect of the products. That the all details of the products, and who is the L1. Let's suppose Gateway India Private Limited is the L1, Reliance Retail Limited is the L2, and Shailendra Mohindu is the L3. And the total comparison sheet with respect of GST, with respect of all delivery charges is automatically populated, and you can download this comparison sheet in Excel or PDF. And if you are not satisfied this particular quotation, so you can invite your vendor on online negotiation part. And if you are satisfied this quotation, so you can raise purchase order directly from here, and you can send this quotation for approval matrix. So we can define 3 flow here. Like one is you can raise a purchase order directly. You can send this comparison sheet to your management for workflow management, and you can invite your vendor for the negotiation part. Let you are not satisfied this quotation, so I am inviting my vendor for negotiation part. So just I am creating a negotiation again. So these are the RFP which is live here right now. So just I am open a negotiation for this RFP. I can open a negotiation for this RFP. I can select what is the start time and what is the end time, start date, end date. So I can select everything, and I can invite one vendor and then I can invite multiple vendor for the negotiation part. Apart from that, if you are not satisfied the quotation for your vendor, you can invite your vendor for the auction part. We have an auction module as well in the system. You can raise an auction with respect of purchase request or with respect of RFP. If you are not satisfied your quotation, so you can give your counter price to your vendor and you can invite your all vendor for the auction part.
It can be reverse auction, it can be forward auction. Both are possible in the system.
Yes, you can do forward and reverse auction within the system. So if in the negotiation module, the same kind of functionality is there, like you can raise purchase order, you can raise purchase order, you can send that particular comparison sheet to your management, and as an admin I can see my best quote and then my opening quote. So in this header you can see in this negotiation what is my best quote and what is my opening quote, and you can see how many times vendor revise the quotation. So if this particular negotiation is open, so I can see again who is the lower bidder 1, who is the lower bidder 2, and who is the lower bidder 3, and I can raise purchase order from the negotiation module itself. Let's say if I am going to raise purchase order to Reliance Retail Limited, so I can select Reliance Retail Limited and raise the PO. So we have a defined format of purchase order. We can customize this particular purchase order as per the industry specific requirements, and once we get this purchase order ready within the system in PDF format, so we can
just to reiterate, purchase order to happen in your ERP. Once you click on raise ERP, it will go to your ERP. The purchase order will be raised there, and then it will have two-way thing, and that purchase order will come out in our system as well.
Yes, in the PO you can define the payment terms as well. Like if you want
advance, how much advance,
you can define the milestone as well. If you want to define any milestone at the time of, you can take 30%, 40%, 50%. So you can define all parameters within the PO itself. After that, you can define who is the signing authority of this PO. I am selecting the signing authority of this PO, and what is the general term and condition of this PO. I can select the general term and condition, and what is the document of this PO. So I am raising a PO from the system and submit it. So this particular PO is creating within the system and go for the approval matrix. We have a dedicated workflow for approval matrix mechanism as I showed earlier, defining approval matrix on every module. So in purchase order part, let's say purchase order part, first of all, we can raise a PO without RFP. Let's suppose if you have any rate contract with your vendor, so you can take a reference for that particular contract and you can raise PO without RFP to that particular vendor at the time of and if I'm going to raise some PO without RFP,
like your day-to-day stuff.
You procure everything on a daily basis, so you can simply go ahead where you don't require an RFP to be raised. You just wanted to go ahead for the PO, so you can have a recurring PO. You can raise a consumption-based PO, non-consumption based PO, or a lower amount POs. So these are all customizable based on your requirements.
Yes. So as I raise a PO from and see what is the status of the PO. Let's say I created this PO right now. So this particular PO have 3 levels of approval. This first level of approval is Mr. Ashish Kumar, second level of approval Mr. Ramesh Kumar, and third level of approval is Mr. Anik Kumar. So I'm going to approve one of the PO for your reference. Allow me. I'm logging into another stakeholder's account for going to approve this PO.
Everything is role-based, everything is
So I am logging into the Mr. Ashish Kumar. If I'm saying how many POs issued and how many POs is live at the time and how many PO pending from my side. So I can see how many pending PO which is approved by me, but it's saying status of the pending. So I can see the PO value. I can see what is the pending status, let's say it's a pending status. I created this PO right now, and the first level approval is Mr. Ashish Kumar. I am going to approve this PO. So this is PO which is received from level 1. So I can approve this PO, I can decline this PO, I can push back this PO, and if I am a management person, so I can see the RFP details, so I can jump into the RFP section and the comparison sheet section. So just assuming I am approving this PO, so I approve this PO. Remark. So as an admin, I can see my PO is approved from the level 1. So after that, the level 2, second level is approval Mr. Ramesh Kumar, third level approval Mr. Anik Kumar. I am just logging into Mr. Ramesh Kumar account for a reference to approve this PO for second level.
Screens to after this approval, then gets the PO gets approved.
So when I receive a PO and when I'm going to raise a PO, I can rate my vendor itself. If we have a provision for vendor rating, so we can define and we can give a rating to our vendor on this audit parameters. Like we can give them rating on quality, we can give the rating of delivery, we can rate on response, price, and quantity, quality, and we can define parameter from master itself. Let me approve this PO which is received from the admin section. This particular PO is approved from the 2 level, and I can see the third level is me.
Now all the levels has approved the PO. Now it's will move from a to the approved PO, and I can go ahead and see all the levels, what comments they have added in each level.
So this particular PO is approved from companies, and that particular PO go to the vendor side. Let me jump into a vendor scheme once more for give you a reference. All the POs looking like in vendor's screen.
Because Reliance Retail, so we log in with Reliance Retail and do the PO.
So it's a vendor screen. The purchase I can see release form which is going to accepted by me or rejected by me as a vendor. So I can see how many purchase order is live and how many purchase order received by me. So that particular purchase order is comes right now 22 3 22 323. So I'm accept this PO.
And there is the thing that if the vendor has not accepted and you want to cancel this purchase order, that can also happen, but till the time he doesn't accept that purchase order.
Yes, as a vendor, I accepted this purchase order and I can raise invoice with respect to this purchase order. We have a provision in the system as a vendor can raise invoice within the system, and the invoice number we are mapping as per the actual books, and we can integrate this system of for.
So e-invoicing, it will integrate with e-invoicing also, so everything is possible in the system at the moment.
Yes, I am raising at the time of raise invoice button. So I get a another PDF form for invoicing part. So we can update what is the invoice number. Like the invoice number is 0010001 and invoice document. The invoice document is mandatory for the hard copy of invoice. Because of all the vendor are using some another system for invoicing part, so we can upload the actual invoice and we can update the actual invoice number within the system. So I am uploading an invoice, a dummy invoice in system, and I can upload what is the HSN code. serial number. What is the total amount? I can the populated automatically here. Lines and mark. Submitted. Once I submitted this invoice, this particular invoice go to the admin section and ready for the GRN. GRN is a good receipt note where a dedicated stakeholder is the GRN part, and they can check the quality of the product. They can check how many products I ordered, how many order I received for from the vendor side. So I'm going to create a GRN at vendor admin side.
There's the option of barcode scanning as well, so we can do barcode scanning.
So this is the particular invoice which I received right now from Reliance Retail Limited, and the total quantity is 4. And I'm going to create GRN of this particular invoice. When I click on this button, create GRN, so I get a screen for every line item of product. Like this is a hardware, and it says have a unique serial number of every laptop. So we can map every serial number with respect of barcode and with respect of QR scanner. So we can integrate both of things within the system. We can select that entry gate date, what is the gate number, physically received 1, reject quantity is 0. Let me manufacturing date. I can, if I am going to select 3 date, remark, any other reference I can fill. If I am received, let's say I received 0, and I rejected 1, quantity is automatically populated here. Let's say I'm invoice is 4 quantity, but I received only 3, so I can manage and I can re-invoicing and I can do my purchase order for foreclosure purchase order. So I can foreclose my purchase order with respect of invoice and with respect of GRN.
And it has got a complete 3-way check. So supposing your purchase order was 100 rupees, and when I sent that goods, it was 10, but I rejected 3. And it is now 7 I have received successfully, but the invoice was for 10. So it will give an option whether to accept or reject the invoice. So it has a complete account payable mechanism based on the.
Yes, we can actually in a payments part, as Mr. Simerjeet told you, we have a dedicated account payable management system. So we can integrate your banking sector within the system, where once you do payment from your system, so we can reflect the reference number and we can fetch the best reference number from your system, and we can populate that particular reference number to your vendor. So, and you can see what is the status of the payment. Let's see, the invoice number 001 is pending from our side. The invoice amount is this, and view payment, if I want to go view payment section, so I don't have any data just because of at the time I don't do any payment for this vendor. So after the payment is done and after the GRN is done, that particular item jump into the asset management. And asset management system, we can check how many active assets we have, net value of assets, value of asset, and purchasing financial.
So it's a complete end-to-end system, starting from intent till asset. Now assets are in, you can see the asset, the history, everything, software, hardware assets, everything is managed through the system.
You can manage your assets. You can calculate the depreciation of assets. You can check how many assets are in that location, how many assets are not in that location. You can track your asset. You can audit your asset time to time. You can download a barcode for that particular assets, and you can track your asset with respect to barcode and QR code. And if you want to see the history of assets, any if you have loan of any assets, if you have any EMI of any assets, so you can check all detail within the system.
Will give you alert when the loan is applicable, when EMI is applicable, when everything is due. It will show you the alert and notification in email and SMS.
Like in asset management part, I can see what is the purchase order date, what is the purchase cost, what is the location, what is the subcategory. If I want to see the purchase details, so I can click on this button. The purchase order is automatically open in another window. Invoice detail. If I want to see the invoice details, so I can see the invoice details. Documents. If I want to see the documents of this asset, or if I want to upload any user manual or warranty card of this asset, so I can choose file, or I can upload multiple files for respect to this asset and this class. So we can calculate the depreciation of this asset. We are using the 2 method of depreciation. in this system, we can manage the warranty, we can manage the linking, we have a parent-child concept within the system. We can calculate the maintenance, we can calculate the annual maintenance charge, insurance we can check, loan we can check, and audit we can perform. We can assign a auditor, we can check audit with respect of mobile application. We have a dedicated application for this mobile application for this asset management system. The auditor go into the site, they can scan that particular barcode, and they can mark that they can perform a checklist or asset is found or not, asset is not found or found, and you can manage the asset discard and asset sold history within the system itself. And you can
at any point of time you want to check the value of your assets, it will calculate based on the depreciation, and it will show you what is the current value of all the assets, what are there in the systems after calculating the liability and deducting it from that.
Yes. In sales or discard module, when you click on the sales and discard, you can sell your assets, you can discard your asset, that particular asset remove from your asset register. In audit part, so you can do audit of your assets. At the time of audit, the auditor mark this particular asset found or not, this particular asset at which location. So every things happen from few clicks. So we can check what is the asset reports, fixed asset report, plant and equipments, loan report. You can see division-wide report, income tax act report for the depreciation part, asset capitalization you can see, asset vouchering you can see. So we have a dedicated asset management system within the system. After the asset management system, we have a inventory management system also in our procurement management system. You can check how much inventory we have with respect of location and with respect of branch. Let me check this employee wise. If I select this employee, so I can check the employee wise inventory. I can check location wise inventory as well. Let's say if I'm going to allocate any inventory to location or person, so I can allocate this particular inventory to one location to another location. I can transfer my inventory. I can allocate my inventory to my colleague and to my employees. So it's all about our purchase management system, and apart from that, we can perform an auction within the system. As I earlier told you, we can perform an auction with respect to purchase request and with respect of purchase, RFP. At the time of auction, the vendor can see their label only. They cannot see the price of another vendors. And if I'm an admin, so I can see who is the level 1, who is the level 2, and who is the level 3.
But there is a flexibility if you want to provide that functionality that vendor should be able to see the last quote, what is the last price. That is also possible in the system. So basically, this is the brief demo of our system. We have taken you through whatever best was possible in the time we got from the team. So now I'll request every one of you to put your mail ID and phone number in the chat itself, or you can send an email also. So so our email ID is simer@elitehrpractices.com, or we'll put a few more email ID also in the chat. You can send a mail over here. You can call at this number. You can query for this, and I'm sure we'll be able to solve all your problems related to procurement and the total implementation. You might have a query that how much time is going to take the implementation. So if you are want to implement the system as it is, it will take around 45 to 50 days. If you want the integrations to be done through Navision and other systems, that is around 4 to 5 months time. If you want to do integrations with SSO, Active Directory, and all those kinds of things, so it takes normally between 40 days to 160 days for the complete implementation based on your customization needs and everything. So once we start the implementation, we'll take all the data from your side. We'll be uploading all the data in the system. We'll be giving you a proper training of the system. And once you are done with this training, we'll be working with you as your IT extension only. The best part about our company is we never work as vendors, we work as IT extension only. We'll be working with you as your IT extension, and if during the usage phase, when you're using the system yourself, you feel there is a requirement of customization, we will take that up also. So we are not at all rigid, we are not at all, you will never hear no from us. So thank you all of you for giving your valuable time, and I'm sure We have used your time and will be able to speak to you very soon. Thank you.